Welcome, everybody, to Respawn Please Podcast, the weekly video game podcast when two dum-dums come together to talk all things video games. I feel like it's been a while since I've said that, but it's also been 2 weeks since we've been away.
That's right.
And it's also a holiday, a video game holiday. It's Zelda release day. Probably the biggest game of the year, for good reason. And with me, as always, to talk about Zelda, talk about Summer Game Fest that's coming up soon, talk about Xbox Showcase, talk about the PlayStation Showcase that's rumored, is Ell. Ell, how's it going? I just said all I needed to say.
I know. It's good. It's good. I'm glad it's I'm glad it's Friday, and I'm glad that we're going to talk about a lot of video games. It's good to be back because I know we had the stream on Wednesday when you said it feels like it's been forever. I'm like, but we just had the stream, but I was like, oh, we haven't done the pod. And so
we haven't done the podcast. It's been 2-ish weeks.
2-ish weeks. Yep.
You were in Japan. Do you want to give us? I told you on Friday,
you did.
Or Wednesday. I was going to make you retell everything, but you don't have to. Just going to ask you, how was Japan? How much you enjoy?
Japan was everything and more. I really had a great time there. Just from the food, the sights, the art, the music and everything encompassing, it was amazing. Like, I loved it. Me and my partner, we had an amazing time. We definitely are going to go back, maybe possibly even next year. So we will see. Nice. But yeah, overall, amazing. We loved it. We stayed specifically in Tokyo. Maybe next time we'll go to like Osaka or some of the neighboring cities and stuff like that. So yeah. Well, hopefully next year I will be in Japan, and then you all can visit me because I'm moving to Japan. Come July, August for a job. Woo! Nice. So pretty soon I'll be streaming from Japan. Wow.
I was about to say pretty soon I'll be streaming from July. And I was like,
July.
Jace. But yeah, so that's awesome though. I'm glad you got to experience that and enjoy it. But yeah, definitely like next time, go beyond Tokyo. There's so much more to Japan than just Tokyo.
Oh yeah, of course.
As cool as it is to see, everybody when they think of Japan probably thinks of Tokyo. But Tokyo. As you said, there's Osaka, Kyoto. All of that stuff. Yeah. So. Exactly.
We'll definitely, I know we're definitely going to visit it. We'll probably even take like the bullet train this time and just go out there. And so we're excited. That's definitely probably going to be a place that we visit maybe yearly or bi-yearly, and we love it. So
nice. Maybe you'll look into getting a job there and then we could all just live in Japan.
Whoa. My partner did say, we thought about it when we were living there. We were like, could we possibly live here for a couple months out of the year? But we were just like, could we? And I don't know, maybe down the line. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's, actually, before we get into that, show off your robot. Show off your robots. Show off your robots. Because I think they're adorable and I just want to see them.
Thank you. Yeah. One of the things, of course, I got a gift, or not a gift. I bought something to bring back to the States from Tokyo. Let me grab it real quick.
He didn't bring me anything back, though. He's an asshole. I asked him to, and he did, and he said no. He wasn't going to bring me back
a lie.
Lucario plush.
That's a lie. You said, I'm moving there. Don't bring me anything back. So I bought this, I think it's called Bearing, if I remember correctly. And so here's the first Bearing. It's they collaborate with different like anime or just whatever pop culture. This one is for Evangelion, however you say it. It's a big one that sits on the back little whatever stand or whatever. And there's the big one, and I got a little guy. He's adorable. The pilot. Very. It's so cool. And it just, every time I look at it, of course, I'm reminded of Japan, and I love it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Was there any, like, I don't think I asked you this question. Was there anything that you were like, oh, I want that so bad, but it's not going to fit in the suitcase or anything?
Yes, there were a couple things. I wanted to get, like, they had... But even if I got it, I didn't know where I would put it. So they actually had something else that was actually, it looked scarier. Another thing related to Evangelion, where it was that same purple mech as it defeated something. I can't remember from the anime. I remember watching it where it becomes kind of almost like primal and animalistic, where it's like, it looks like a monster. And someone, you could buy that exact model, but you would have to paint it. But the size of it, if I had to compare it, it's kind of like maybe one of these little square holes in this desk thing. It's that big. And I was like, well, if I get that, man, it's going to take up that whole space. But it looked so cool. There was that. And then there was a couple like Gundams, Mobile Suit Gundam builds that I could have gotten. But I was like, I only have so much space in my suitcase.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I can't break everything. So this fit perfectly. And I was like, okay, that's good enough.
Yeah. Would you have taken the time if you would have gotten it,
mm-hmm.
brought it back stateside, would you have taken the time to paint it?
I probably would have. I probably would have taken a couple days to do it, just because knowing me, I couldn't do it all in one sitting.
Yeah.
I would have, but to be honest, I almost would have I probably would have just painted it the same as I saw it, just how exactly how I probably don't have the creativity as far as painting wise to like give it a different colorway that I think would go cool. Because I like the way that it looked, just how it was created. I was like, oh, that's cool enough for me. And so that was cool. Oh, and there was also one more figure that I wanted. Let me see if I can look this up. It was a Demon Slayer figure. It was one of the characters is he's like the cool guy amongst the good Demon Slayers. I can't remember his name.
The guy with the bullhead.
No. He's the guy that I see him here. If I can find his name, he's the guy who he's like a ladies' man. He's kind of like super cool, and he's like, hey. He was in season 2 of Demon Slayer.
I've not made it to season 2, so I've only watched like half of season 1. So
that's hilarious. Yeah, well, yeah. He's if you ever watch season 2 is amazing. He's one of the top Demon Slayers. He's like up there with the other guys, and he's like super cool. But like the figuring had him. He has 2 blades, and it was him like going like this. And like, in a pose, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I want this. And it wasn't that big. And I was like, I need to get it. But it was in one of those claw machines, and I just couldn't win it. I was like, oh, dang it.
Damn.
So,
that'll get you. How much did you spend on the claw? Did you just do it once, or did you try multiple times?
I tried multiple times, but the machine, I did 10 times. But you could do it with $1. Will give you 10 times to be able to do it. So it was only
so you only spent $1. Yeah.
Yeah. Or 1,000 yen.
1,000 yen,
sorry.
Yeah.
And so I just did 1,000 yen, and I was trying to get it, and I thought I almost had it, but I did not.
Yeah. So now one last question, and then we'll move on to the video games. Next time you go, would you bring a suitcase, an empty suitcase, just so you can bring stuff back?
Yes. 100%. 100%. I probably would only bring like a couple pairs of clothes in a little backpack, and then just a whole big suitcase just for stuff there. Because besides like all the anime stuff and the video game stuff that they have there, even everything else like souvenirs, it's like so cool. Yeah. And man, like you can just find almost anything in some of their mega stores that they have there that you'll just be like, oh, I can't find this here. Let me grab this. Let me take this. So, but yeah.
Awesome. So, in the short time you've been back, what you been playing? You got you hit Diamond in DPS, right?
Diamond in DPS and support, but then I fell back to plat and support. Wah. But besides that, I've been in Overwatch. Sorry, in Overwatch. But besides Overwatch, I was playing through Inscription again on the Nintendo Switch. Been loving that.
You were playing that on the plane, right?
I was playing. Yeah, that was taking up a lot of my time, and I was having a blast playing through it again. And it was I was like, I'm so happy I get to play it on the go. And so it was a lot of fun playing that. Of course, playing Slay the Spire. I finally unlocked everything with the defect rank, or I finally unlocked everything with that. And so now I still play through it because I'm fascinated by the couple ways you can go about with the defect, where you can go with the claws or the lightning or the orbs and stuff like that. And right now I'm actually on a run with like the claws, all those zero stuff, and it's like really powerful. And so I'm like, oh, this is cool. But now I have to make my way through with the monk, or I don't know what I think it's the monk.
It's the Watcher.
The Watcher. There you go.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think it's been those two, and I think I'm actually going to go ahead and give a go to Breath of the Wild, because I know today we're going to talk about Tears of the Kingdom, but I have yet to start Breath of the Wild, but I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a go.
Well, you know what? I skipped Breath of the Wild and started playing Zelda today, so Zelda Tears of the Kingdom today. But we'll talk about that here in a second. But I have a whole bunch of game I've been playing, because it's been 2 weeks, and so I'm gonna go through everything I've been playing. It's something that you did play with me earlier this week, and I'm assuming that you didn't touch it again. But right before you left, Jedi Survivor came out, and so I've been playing Jedi Survivor. Easily, right now, out of everything I've played, and this includes Zelda, but that's only because I've only played like an hour of Zelda, hour and a half of Zelda. I would say Jedi Survivor is probably my game of the year so far.
Okay.
It's, I'm a Star Wars fanboy. I love Star Wars. But it's just, it's such an improvement over Fallen Order. Just like in almost every aspect, from just the gameplay. It feels amazing to play. They did an excellent job of kind of not necessarily carrying over the powers that you gain from Fallen Order.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not a hard reset, like where Cal Kestis just magically loses all his powers or anything like that. He's still as powerful as he was, but he still has a lot to learn. Because like even at the end of Fallen Order, the whole journey that he has in Fallen Order is like regaining his connection with the Force. So spoilers for Fallen Order if anybody hasn't played it. It's like a 4-year-old game, 3-year-old game at this point. You should have played it by now, damn it. But the whole journey is about Cal Kestis pretty much regaining his Force powers, regaining his connection to the Force. And so where he ends off, you feel powerful at the end of Fallen Order. You're not Darth Vader level powerful or anything like that, but you're still like, you can whoop some ass on, stormtroopers, the non-Jedis and stuff like that. And he can stand toe to toe against the Inquisitors, which the Inquisitors are, a lot of them are former Jedis turned to the dark side type thing. But again, no one is as powerful as like Palpatine or Darth Vader or anything like that. And then in this, at the start of Jedi Survivor, they do a really good job of just Cal Kestis he still has all those powers and he still has a lot to learn. He's a Jedi. He's embracing the Jedi. He's trying to help the Rebel Alliance. He's trying to help Force users take down the Empire and stuff. And it's not going well for his crew. His crew not doing well. They're not doing well. They broke up. Greasy Money. You don't know who I'm talking about, but Greasy Money. He gone. He's Greasy Money. He opened a bar somewhere on a planet in the middle of nowhere. He opened a bar and Grease is he was the pilot in the first game. And he had this thing of he was like, "Ooh, greasy money, baby." It was like one of the best scenes ever in the Fallen Order. And they brought it back where he says, "Oh, greasy money, baby," because he was like a smuggler. So, anyways, so he got that greasy money. God, I love Grease so much. Sorry,
that's hilarious.
But so yeah. Anyways, that's all to say that Jedi Survivor is incredible. I'm loving it. There's a lot of technical issues for it. It runs like hot doo-doo garbage a lot of the time. But like even despite all of the like hiccups, like I had a hard crash the other day where I lost, and a lot of this is my fault because I didn't just rest at a rest point where I lost about 4 hours of gameplay.
Wow.
Because the game just crashed. I was just spending my time hunting down the collectibles.
Yeah.
I was just trying to find all the collectibles because I've beaten the game. I'm trying to platinum it on PlayStation and everything. And so I had about 4 hours of gameplay lost because I wasn't saving. I was just running around the planet trying to find all the collectibles and stuff.
Wow.
And then there was a hard crash when I got back to like the center town area. It just froze. And I was like, well, shit. I got so mad that I uninstalled the game.
Oh my God.
I rage quit because I was like, motherfucker. It was also like 2:00 in the morning and I was just pissed.
Oh my God.
So I was like, motherfucker. Uninstalled the game. And then when I woke up the next day, I was like, man, I shouldn't have installed the game. I installed it back and I picked up where I left off and got all of the stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure I save. I'm going to go to the rest points. I'm going to save at the rest points and all of that.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, there's a lot of, even on PlayStation, I'm getting a lot of frame drops. There's a lot of like technical glitches and stuff where like I clip through the ground. I clipped through the mountain and I just couldn't get through a mountain. And I was just jumping around for like a good 5 minutes trying to get out. And then I was like, well, I got to restart. And that was another like 10, 15 minutes of gameplay lost. And it was just like, there's a lot of technical issues that hopefully that gets fixed. But despite all of that, I was still having a lot of fun with it. I love the story. Nice. I love Cal. I love the crew. I love a lot of the new characters they introduced were awesome and fun. There's a little frog thing named Turgle. And Turgle, he means well. Turgle means well. He's just a clumsy dumbass. That's all I got. He's just like, Cal, you remember that time? You know how? And it's like, dude, Turgle, calm down, man. You're getting too excited.
Hilarious.
But Turgle's great.
Nice.
Like, again, all the characters, like, I love the cast of characters, all the new characters they introduce, and just it sets up for a third game as well. So I'm excited to see where a potential third game could go. It could end here, but it has a strong ending where it's like, yeah, they're gonna probably make a sequel. You know what I mean? So
yeah, nice.
So, yeah. Whereas Fallen Order had a definitive end where it was like, okay, Fallen Order could have ended there. This one felt like, oh yeah, they are hinting at something much bigger in the next game.
Okay.
So,
nice.
So yeah, highly recommend Jedi Survivor. Again, so far, I'm going to include Diablo in this because Diablo hasn't a full release yet. So far, Jedi Survivor is my game of the year. Now, realistically, I think Diablo 4 is going to be my game of the year, but we'll talk about that here in a second too. The other game I've been playing, Redfall. Another thing you missed out on. Redfall, not getting good reviews. Didn't get good reviews. Another thing you missed out on while you were gone, because it like happened like the day you left, I believe, when the CMA blocked the Activision Blizzard Microsoft deal.
Oh yeah,
I think that happened the day you left or something like that.
Yeah.
And I like texted you. I was like, I don't know if I should text him. I'm going to text him anyways. So text you that. But like Microsoft just catching a lot of L's with Redfall, with that. And we're going to talk more about Microsoft later on in the podcast. So I'm not going to belabor the point too much. But with your limited experience with Redfall, what do you think about it?
Redfall, I definitely see like it. There's when we were doing the stream on Wednesday, there were moments where I was having fun. But I think that I would have had a lot more fun had I not had a lot of technical issues with it. Because like from looking at my perspective, you probably would have been like, "What's going on my screen?" Sometimes, where like the frame rate drops, it just looks kind of like noisy at times and stuff like that for me. We even with like adjusting some of the settings, but like in the small amount of battles that we got into, I'm like, oh, this could be fun. I could see it being fun, just with like the abilities, with the weaponry, fighting like vampires, fighting bosses. But with how easy and how little battles there were, or like fights, I was just like, oh yeah, this is basically like a big wasteland that has certain patches where there's monsters and there's creatures, but in between that there's nothing. And so it was interesting because the more that I listened to you as we were like you were like telling me like, all right, we have to go here, and then every now and then you'd be like, see, there's nothing here, and then you'd get there, okay, we're gonna hear some stuff, this is fun. And then all of a sudden I would pay attention to that. And the next point, I'm like, wow, there is nothing here. Like there is nobody here. There are no enemies or anything. And so hopefully they patch it soon to like just upgrade everything to where it's smooth and it's like just there's a lot more to do. I think the game will be great. But it's unfortunate that it had that kind of a release where it is so buggy for people, and it's so like, there's technical issues with it, and just it's hard to play and enjoy it as much as I want to,
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I was telling you about it while you were in Japan. I was like, dude, this game is fucking awful. I think like I reached a point where I played enough of it to go, okay, I can see the joy that this game can bring. I can see what the developers wanted the game to be. It's just they didn't quite achieve that. You know what I mean? It's like I had to play multiple hours to be able to see their vision, and I don't think that's a good sign. You know what I mean? And it was same with you. Like when I initially started playing it was just awful on PC. Like trying to get it to run was just a nightmare. I still have, even like after like looking up guides to like optimize it to the best I could, I was still getting a lot of frame drops. I got a lot of just like hiccups, like where the game would freeze for a second and then go again. I don't know if that's what you were talking about with one of your experiences with it. And it was just like, what the hell is going on? And it's just, it's a shame. Like, because Redfall, I think Arcane Studios is a fantastic studios. Like they've made Dishonored. Granted, Dishonored was made by Leon, and Redfall is made by Arcane Austin, which Arcane Austin did Prey. So like they have a good pedigree. And it's just a shame that Redfall isn't quite living up to that, what has come before with Dishonored, with Deathloop, with Prey, and all of that. And I think if they stick to it, I think Redfall can be salvageable. Obviously, we've seen like Cyberpunk make a comeback. We've seen the big one, No Man's Sky. You know, like No Man's Sky, the biggest one of them all, makes a comeback. Like, because No Man's Sky, I would argue, suffered from the same thing or close to the same stuff, where it was just empty and nothing to do. Yeah, and I mean, there's other things wrong with Redfall, but yeah, like I hope Redfall has that sort of story, like Cyberpunk, like No Man's Sky and all that, because I think there is a good game in there, and I can see what Arcane Austin was trying to do. It's just wrapped in such badness that it's hard to get past. And
exactly,
I pushed past it because I love Arcane as a studio and I want to support the developers. But yeah, it's just hopefully in like a month it'll be at a little bit better state. Hopefully in a year it'll be in a better state. Hopefully they don't just up and abandon it. But
exactly. We'll see. I hope for the best, because I think everybody wants this game to be good, and so I hope we get that opportunity to see it to its full potential.
Yeah. And then like you, I've been playing Slay the Spire again, just trying to get all the trophies. I only have to defeat. I have to get the final trophy with the defect, which is get the true ending with the defect. That's it. And then I have all the trophies on PlayStation.
Nice.
I'm not having luck. For some reason, I'm just not having luck. So it's driving me insane. I hate it. And then I don't have this on the list on the dock. I've been playing Vampire Survivors.
Nice.
And for whatever reason, I decided I want to get all the achievements on Steam. I'm halfway there. I have half the achievements. Still a long way to go with that. I've been using a guy to tell me what I need to do. So we don't have to talk about that too much, but let's talk about Diablo 4 Server Slam started today. And for a Server Slam, been running smooth. Nice. Unlike the first beta that happened a couple weeks ago, where there was long queues, I have not been sitting in a long queue. I played earlier today for about an hour, was able to get in pretty much immediately. And then when I hopped on Discord to wait for you, which is like about an hour ago, I would say, I was like, you know what? I'll play Diablo while I wait for Ell to show up, and got in pretty much instantly and played. And then I got the text message from you saying you were about to hop on. So I was like, okay, I'll get off and get ready for that. So it's fun. Diablo 4 again. I can eat like. The reason I hesitate to say Diablo 4 is my game of the year, even though I played it, is because I don't know what the rest of the game is going to be like. You only play Act 1, so it could take a nosedive in quality after Act 1. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, but it could happen. I mean, I was so excited for Redfall, and look where we are. I was excited for Atomic Heart. Look, I hated the game. So, granted, I love Diablo. I've always loved Diablo, but yeah. Are you going to check out the Server Slam? I know you said you were interested in, but
no, definitely. I'll check it out this weekend. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow, just because I did want to see whether or not like it's something that I want to invest in and get the game. And so, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, the Diablo 4 Server Slam, well, I guess for audio listeners, if you're not watching this live, this doesn't matter. But the Server Slam is free for everybody. The downside to putting the audio podcast up on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
They won't get to participate in the Diablo 4 Server Slam. And then let's just get into the review roundup for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'll talk about my experience so far with Tears of the Kingdom, but let's look at some of the reviews so far with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Currently, it sits at a 97 on OpenCritic.
Wow.
Almost perfect.
Crazy.
It's wild. And boy, did I need it in my fantasy game critic, because I was taking a beating.
Looked at that.
I was taking a beating, and now I just got 35 points from Zelda. Woo! I wasn't 34, something like that. But yeah, let's dive into some of these reviews. I pulled off. I was looking for I was trying to find a negative review, and this is the one that I could find.
Okay.
The most down on, because I wanted to have differing views, because everybody's giving it 10 out of 10s, so I was purposely looking for something. Okay, what is not giving this game a perfect score? Eurogamer gave it Eurogamer's Edwin Evans Thurwell gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "There's always that freedom to linger, to construct something silly, chase a fox through the woods, or land upon a lonely sky islet for the joy of it. The pull exerted by all those things to collect and upgrade is gentle by open world standards. At the same time, I do wonder where Zelda goes after this, and whether its destiny is to forget the key lessons of Breath of the Wild and follow Assassin's Creed into the realm of stuff for the sake of stuff. I'm hypnotized by the view from every aerial landmark I visit and compelled by the seething darkness underground. But every so often, after completing a Samir shrine or dungeon, I think about Fuse and the number of either unusable or worse, incrementally enhanced weapons it produces. And I wonder whether it's the canary in the coal mine here. Canary in the coal mine. So still positive, but also negative, kind of highlighting that some of these dungeons are repetitive. There's a lot of sometimes kind of useless items. So just wanted to bring that. And then over on IGN, Tom Marks gave it a 10 out of 10, saying The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, is an unfathomable follow-up to one of the greatest games ever made, somehow improving upon it in nearly every way. Be that with simple quality of life improvements, a genuinely exciting story, or wildly creative new building mechanics that make you rethink what is possible. And it both revamps old ground and introduces vast new areas so immense it somehow makes me wonder if Breath of the Wild was actually all that big, with an almost alarming number of tasks to complete, mysteries to discover, and delightful distractions to keep you from ever reaching that place you naively thought you were headed. Nintendo has followed up a triumph with a triumph, expanding and evolving a world that already felt full beyond expectation, and raising the bar ever higher into the clouds. And then over on Game Informer, and this one caused quite a stir because people were like, I don't understand how this, you just knock off 0.2 points for this. But Kyle Hillard over on Game Informer gave it a 9.8 out of 10, saying video game sequels are often iterative on what came before them. It looks a little better, plays a little smoother, retains important mechanics while introducing new ones, and continues the story. Tears of the Kingdom checks most of these boxes, but getting rid of the ruins from the first game and giving players new ones to use in exploring a familiar but undeniably new world is ingenious. Nearly every encounter, whether puzzle, traversal, or combat, must be reconsidered. It makes you think in new ways. I didn't get the same goosebumps exploring Hyrule as I did in the past, but I did experience new emotions both on a granular level from solving individual puzzles and a larger scale by going back to one of my favorite video game locations. They say you can never go home again, but I adored returning to Hyrule with all new tools. So, across the board.
Yeah.
Everywhere. 10s out of 10s. Does this surprise you at all?
No, not at all.
Yes,
not
exactly.
at all.
We've been saying this for months now. I feel like whereas like this game, there's no way this game's going to be bad. So
yeah, it's we were like you said, we were both saying that it's very unlikely that this game will be bad. This just even with as the months were going on into the days until to release, we were saying like all the hype and build up. It felt like we think it's going to live up to the hype, and so. It doesn't surprise me at all. It is funny that 9.8 out of 10 that you're knocking off that 0.2. It's just give it the 10. But
exactly. That's what people are like, what? Well, why? It's like, what was that 0.2% that made you not? And I guess it's the not getting the same goosebumps. I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, it's
irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's still a 9.8. It's still an incredible game. So
exactly. But yeah, no, definitely not surprised at all. From the stuff that I've been seeing other people play, and like, of course, just from the trailers, it looks amazing. It definitely is pulling me in. Like the hype is definitely pulling me in. I was telling you before we started, I think that I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and dip into Breath of the Wild, just because I'm very like, what's it called? Detailed in the way that I'm like. I can't just jump into Tears of the Kingdom because I want to kind of go through the order and be like, let me play Breath of the Wild, then I'll get the Tears of the Kingdom and so on. And so this game is definitely like across the board living up to the hype for a lot of people, and people are loving it so far. And it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I agree. It's not surprising at all. It's Zelda. I don't think Zelda's never reviewed bad by any means, and most Zeldas have always been beloved. I think the lowest one was Skyward Sword, I want to say, if you remember Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I can't even spell it right. I spelled sword with a P. What the hell's wrong with me? But yeah, like Skyward Sword, I think is the one that like most often gets, and then Majora's Mask, oddly enough, gets pointed to, and like that one wasn't that great. But I'm like, I liked Majora's Mask when I played it. But even Skyward Sword scored well. Like the lowest one I'm seeing is like 7.5, and that was GameSpot. But they also got a bunch of 10s as well. So
okay.
So yeah, Skyward Sword did well. 93 Metacritic. So
wow.
So like yeah, I don't think there's ever been a really like just Zelda that's reviewed bad, and so yeah, and like this being the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which was already regarded as one of the best games ever made, and sure that puts a lot of pressure on Tears of the Kingdom, but like if you're just building from that foundation, which it sounds like I haven't played Breath of the Wild, so I can't really speak on this since I skipped it. I'm skipping it. Sue me, I don't care. But it sounds like everything, like all the mechanics and stuff, just got enhanced and made better in almost every way. Now, my experience with Tears of the Kingdom, because I don't have nostalgia for Breath of the Wild, I didn't play it. I don't have nostalgia for Zelda, I should say, as the franchise. I've played a couple hours at this point. I'm still on like pretty much like the tutorial stuff. Okay. The tutorial stuff there's a lot. Like it's asked like you do the opening sequence, you get some cutscenes, and then you're like on the stuff, and they're like, oh, you have to go to these shrines and get power from the shrines and stuff. And so I've just been running around doing that, also exploring where I can, because like that's one thing I love doing in games is exploring. I get distracted really easy. I'm like, oh, what's that over there? I'm gonna go over there and look at that. And so that's what I've been doing, where I've just been exploring, playing with some of the mechanics. Like I have the hand thing where you can build things now.
Okay. And
so I've been trying to see like, okay, what can I build? How can I make things work? And I'm sure like as I play, I'm going to get like more and more stuff where I could combine and play together. But it's really cool. Like I said this with Breath of the Wild in the past when we've talked about it, where it's like I always loved seeing what people created in Breath of the Wild. You know, those TikTok videos where you'll see like someone like lift things up and shoot and all this other crap. I'm like, I can't wait to see that for Tears of the Kingdom. I can't wait to get those TikToks and to see what creations people are making. I'm already seeing like some wild things where like people are basically creating airplanes and so like rafts and boats and stuff, where I'm just like, this is freaking cool that this game allows you to do that. And so like I'm enjoying it. Am I going to play it? Is it am I going to play all the way through it? I should say. I don't know. I will say it hasn't hooked its teeth into me like story wise yet, but apparently it has a good story based off reviews and everything. Everyone's like, yeah, there's an actual story here that's very different from past stories and stuff of Zelda. And so I'm waiting for it to like really sink its teeth into me. I'm hoping that there's a character that I'll go, oh yeah, I like this character, because Link, you know, he's a silent protagonist. Yeah, he's just a silent protagonist. Haven't really met any of the, and granted, I haven't met too many characters yet, so it's like, yeah. But I'm interested. I'm going to keep playing it. I'm waiting for just that spark to make me go, this game is incredible. Because right now I'm just having fun with it. And it's similar to how I felt about Elden Ring, where it's just like, I'm enjoying this, but I could see myself falling off of it and then never coming back. So, and a lot of it has to do with like, I didn't play Breath of the Wild. I'm not a fan of Zelda to begin with. So we'll see how long I last. We'll see how long it goes. Now, the question is, is this going to be Game of the Year?
That is a very good question.
Is this going to be Game of the Year? So far, it's the highest reviewed game of the year.
I'm trying to think. Are there any big AAA games coming out for the rest of the year that are? Or I mean, Starfield.
Starfield, Diablo, Final Fantasy. Come on, bro. We got so much. I don't know. Freaking Mortal Kombat's coming out later this year.
Mortal Kombat.
I don't know if you saw this. They're resetting the whole timeline. Apparently, they're going back to Mortal Kombat 1. It was a thing that's been happening this week. I almost put the story in here, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bother. There's too much other things to talk about. But like Street Fighter. I mean, I don't think Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat would get Game of the Year. It'd be a wild year if they did. Yeah. But there's Starfield, there's Diablo, there's Final Fantasy. I mean, people, you know, Resident Evil 4 people love. So and that got tins all that. So it could easily.
Ooh.
I've said this before. I think this is the one of the best, if not the best year for gaming, because there is a banger after banger after banger coming out. Because like it's Zelda this month. Next month it's Diablo. July it's Final Fantasy. August, I have no idea what's in August. September, Starfield. So it's like there's a banger, there is a banger virtually coming out every month. And there's also all these incredible indies coming out as well. It's like, I don't know if you've seen the Spunky Nights.
Spunky Nights.
Here, let me make sure. Spunky Nights. It looks really freaking cool. Game. I don't know if I said that right. I might have said it wrong. Yeah, I might be saying it wrong.
Oh.
Interesting. But yeah, there's so many good games this year. So, but the question is, are they going to be as beloved as Zelda? I think Final Fantasy might have a chance, and Resident Evil probably as well.
I have a feeling. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. I will say that I'm calling it now. I think Zelda is Game of the Year. I think Tears of the Kingdom. The only reason I say that is that I know Resident Evil 4, the remake, was amazing. It is amazing. And then I know we have Starfield, but man, with everything, and I'm also talking in Noah, maybe I'll feel different in a month or two. But with everything that, all the L's that Microsoft has taken recently, it doesn't give me a lot of like faith to believe that Starfield will just come out and be great. Because I have a feeling that it'll also come out with its own bugs, but hopefully not to the point to unfortunately Redfall or anything like that. And so with how smooth Tears of the Kingdom came out, it just feels like it was prepared, it was ready for people to just download or just purchase, play, and get right to go. Something has to Starfield has to come with it if it's really going to knock it off the throne. Because right now Zelda's sitting at the throne by itself. Yeah. And I just feel like, I have my faith all in Nintendo being Game of the Year. I could be wrong. And Starfield just comes out and it's just like, boom, in your face and just kicks Link off of the damn throne. But we have to wait and see for that.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to talk about this here in a little bit with the Xbox stuff, but I kind of agree with you. I don't really have faith that I think Starfield's going to come out and it's just going to be okay. I think it's going to be a good game. Yeah. I think it's going to get 8 9s, hopefully. I don't think it's going to be on the same level as Tears of the Kingdom. I think honestly the only game I could off the top of my head, the only game and this is just based off critic stuff, my personal stuff, maybe Zelda will be my Game of the Year, probably not, but again, I just wait for that to hook its teeth in me. But I think Final Fantasy is the only one. Final Fantasy 16 is the only one that could might be able to.
I could see that.
Final Fantasy 16 is also trying something so new to Final Fantasy with its more DMC action oriented battle system and stuff. Devil May Cry, in case nobody knows what DMC is, because they brought the Devil May Cry combat person, whatever developer guy, in to do the combat system for Final Fantasy 16 and stuff, and it's the darker tone and it'll be interesting to see how people respond to it. Now, there's been previews for it, and the people that have been doing the previews, like IGN, GameSpot, even Kind of Funny, which I listen to and watch regularly, they're all super hype on the game. So that leads me to believe that Final Fantasy will probably hit, but there might be those outliers where it's no, this game, no, it's gone too dark and done too different, just in terms of what Final Fantasy is. But I think Zelda critically, I think it's going to be like Elden Ring last year, where Elden Ring kind of just swept everything, and then God of War came in and took whatever was left over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going to happen this year is Zelda is going to pretty much take everything with maybe Final Fantasy, maybe Diablo, maybe Redfall. No, I'm kidding. Redfall sneaks in there, takes some stuff, No. But Starfield. But Starfield maybe I it could happen, but yeah, right now I think Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is probably going to be Game of the Year critically, like across the board. Probably at the Game Awards, it'll probably win at the Game Awards and stuff. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing I am interested after spending more time with it, where it would land on my list of games right now. Because you're going to play Breath of the Wild? Yeah. Are you going to pick up Legend of Zelda immediately after, or are you going to put some space between them?
I might put some space in between them where I might because I think what I'm going to do, this is my plan for those who are curious, but because I think I'm going to take a break from Overwatch to play a single player game and focus on that to get away from it and then come back. So what I'll probably do is play Breath of the Wild and maybe Vampire Survivor or something, and then finish that, jump back into Overwatch for a little bit, get used to that, then come back to it. So I can kind of, have just different types of gameplay. And so just to spread it out, or who knows, maybe I'll go through and play something else before I get to Tears of the Kingdom. But Breath of the Wild is definitely going to be up there first.
Nice. Yeah. I'm going to keep playing it. We'll see. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm anxious, and it's one of those things that I wish I had the same. I wish I was in the club with everybody else having a good time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where it's like everybody's super high on it, and I was like, man, I'm that guy in the corner just watching, just that guy in the corner watching, just like, I guess it's fun. I don't know. Something might click with me, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, there's plenty of time because the summer's coming up. We got plenty of time to play. It's only May. We got the rest of the year. We're 5 months in. We're almost halfway through the year. Wow. And you know what's on the way? What's on the way? Summer Game Fest, which is effectively replacing E3. Summer Game Fest has announced its partners. It's inbound. We have Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest. We have Jeff Keighley Game Awards. Jeff Keighley just taking over the world here, the video game world here. But they announced their 2023 partners, and there's a lot of them. There's Activision, there's Bandai Namco, Epic, EA, Disney, Devolver, Xbox, PlayStation, Netflix, Sega.
Crazy.
So many partners for the Summer Game Fest. And I'm interested in, is there, off the top of your head, are there things that you like, just from a publisher standpoint, things you want to see from certain publishers? Like, I know this is a tall question and I kind of threw this at you. I should have prepped you for this, but
no, you're good.
Because you have Xbox, you have PlayStation making an appearance, you have Activision, you have EA, you have Epic, you have Steam, you have Sega, Ubisoft, WB, Square Enix.
I think some of the things off the top of my head, I want to see more. I know we talked about this early on in this year that I'm excited for. I want to see more something of like Sea of Stars whenever that does decide to drop. That's that JRPG or RPG that's like has that cool art style to it. I'd like to. I don't know how hopeful I should really. This is like more of I think a lower profile game. I want to see more of Angerfoot. I've talked to you about Angerfoot.
That would be Devolver Digital. That'll be Devolver Digital.
And I want to see more of that because that game, that demo, if you haven't played the demo, it's on Steam. Definitely go play it. It's such a very fun, crazy, high, fast-paced game. I also want to see more. Let's see if it's June 8th. I want to see more. Or no, never mind. I was going to say Street Fighter 6, but that comes out on June 2nd. So yeah,
it'll be out already.
It'll be out already.
Are you planning on playing it?
No, I actually I just really, one thing that I've noticed off the, like the previews and stuff about it, the art style just looks so cool to me. Just like whoever designed it and just like the characters, they look so cool. It kind of reminds me of it's unique in its own way, the same way that Tekken is. Like I like Tekken's character designs. Like King is probably like my favorite Tekken player ever since I was young. And so these new characters that they're getting in Street Fighter 6 look so cool. Like they have their own personality, their own like thing about them that I'm just like, wow, even though I don't play too many fighting games like that just because I don't want to play online and get beat up. But but it's so cool. And it's like, it's just cool to look at. And it's like unique to me. So, yeah, I agree. Like it looks just the visual stuff of it looks amazing.
I probably will never play it myself either. I will happily watch other people play it and go, yeah, this cool. That's going to be my whole experience with Street Fighter, with probably Mortal Kombat as well. It's just going to be like, this looks cool. This looks cool.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Just going off the Summer Games Fest, and this is like not even tied to like the 2 showcases we're going to talk about here in a second. I do want to see Mortal Kombat. I'm excited by the idea because like I know I'm weird in that like I don't actually care about playing the games, but I am fascinated by the lore of Mortal Kombat. Like the story, it's absurd. It's fucking stupid, but I'm so fascinated by the world building, the lore, and the story that they build. And like the last since Mortal Kombat 9, they've been like story heavy, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm fascinated by what this like reset of the Mortal Kombat universe is going to be like. So I'm sure I'll talk about this again here in a second, but I have a feeling I know what I feel like is going to make an appearance at one of the big 2 showcases, but we'll talk about the here in a second. Yeah, I do want to see Devolver Digital showcase. Devolver Digital did announce that they're going to have a showcase.
Nice.
I love the Devolver Digital showcases because they're weird, stupid. They're like poking fun at the idea of showcases a lot of the times.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're just like, it's just stupid, dumb fun. And I'm always fascinated because they always show off good games. I mean, they showed off Cult of the Lamb. Yeah. I love Cult of the Lamb. The Angry Foot. They showed off that. There was the cool skateboarding one that I don't think has come out yet. If you remember what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember.
They showed off that. They had that. And it's like, there's just so much cool like stuff that Devolver Digital like publishes. And so I'm just interested in seeing what else they're going to have. And maybe they'll show off more Cult of the Lamb stuff, you know? Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
Cult of the Lamb. I'll take more Cult of the Lamb any day of the week.
Really good game.
Did you see the plushies? The Cult of the Lamb plushies?
Yes, I did.
I want one so bad. Anyways, I love Cult of the Lamb so much. But yeah, so I'm interested in seeing what Devolver Digital is going to show off, like what new games they're going to have. I'm just excited about it because it's fun. It's always fun. It's like, you know, even though E3 is not happening, there's Summer Game Fest. They're doing a live in-person event as well, and they're going to have like they're going to have a live showcase, and then there's also going to be like closed door beta stuff, or not beta, but like demo showings and stuff for critics and stuff like that. So we're probably going to get a lot more information out of that. And so, yeah, Summer Game Fest, excited to see what it's going to bring this year. I will say, you know, last year, one of my big critiques last year when they had the big Summer Game Fest sort of like press conference was that it felt heavy with ads. Yeah. And that was also my critique for one of my big critiques for Game Awards too. And I mean, I get it. Like you have to have, you know, partnerships and stuff to pay for all the shit. So I understand, but it's like, I want to focus more on the games, please. Just focus on the games. I know it's a tall tale to ask for, or a tall ask, because you do, again, these things need to get paid for. And the only way to do that really is by having all this extra fluff stuff. But anyways, I'm excited. Hopefully we won't see I don't know if it was last year, it might have been the year before. If you remember this at all, they kept showing off what the hell was that game? Homebound, like every other fucking like every other trailer was Homebound. It was like, why?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And like I'm pretty sure that game was out too, and they just kept showing the trailer for it. Anyways.
So funny.
But let's talk about the 2 big showcases that are coming. Let's talk about the first one that's been confirmed. The other one's still a rumor, which is a surprise because it's not that far off if it's true. But let's talk about the Xbox showcase. Xbox is going to have a showcase during Summer Game Fest. It's on June 11th. And then right after that, they're having a Starfield Direct to show off more of Starfield. So what do you want to see from Xbox at their showcase? Let's just start there.
Yeah.
What can they show you to kind of bring, because you mentioned that you're losing faith. What can they show you to make you believe in Xbox, make you believe in Bethesda, make you believe in all the studios under Xbox? What can they do? What do they need to show?
One, they need to show maybe more gameplay from Starfield just to kind of ease our mind. not just a trailer, just to kind of be like, look, it's coming along, and they can be honest about it. Like, hey, we're still, of course, developing this, and we're still far from finished with it. But
yeah, so one of the big things with Starfield has been because of Redfall, like on Xbox, specifically on Xbox, Redfall is only 30 FPS.
Yeah.
If Starfield comes out and says we're only going to be 30 FPS on Xbox,
oof,
is that a death sentence for Starfield?
It's up there. You're basically putting one of the nails in the coffin there. You're just because people. I mean, you saw how upset people got whenever they announced Redfall with those 30 frames, and so people were
pitchfork saying delay.
Exactly. They're like, look, don't even release it. Just go back into the kitchen and keep cooking.
Unless we probably should have delayed it, but whatever.
They definitely should have delayed it. But no, definitely. I have a feeling that, of course, during the showcase, they're not going to say that. They're just going to be like, this is running smooth at 60 frames or 120 or just whatever. Yeah. And they're probably going to be like, look, this is how smooth it looks. But I think a lot of people are going to be watching that showcase with a little like, are we really going to believe you? And they just have to like keep showing us that maybe they show like some of the characters or something like that you might play with or play as or something like that, just to kind of give it a bit of character. Sorry, no pun intended. But yeah, I think just show more gameplay of that. Show some other cool games, and they have to like win the audience back.
Yeah, I agree. Now, to be clear, they do have the Starfield Direct right after the showcase. So theoretically, the Starfield Direct will at least hopefully have gameplay. If they don't have gameplay at Starfield Direct, that would be fucking wild. Because then at that point, it's like, well, what was the point of that? But needless to say,
exactly.
I do think they did. I think that if in the showcase itself, the Xbox showcase itself, I think they do need to show a little bit of gameplay of Starfield in the showcase to whet the appetites of people. And then to keep them watching into the Starfield Direct, where it's like, okay, this is the Starfield. This is a little glimpse at Starfield. We'll talk about more. We're going to have a lengthier conversation right after the showcase. I have a feeling that's how they're going to do it. But like, I think the showcase itself is going to focus on a lot of other games. And this is where all of this is speculation, of course. I don't know shit. But there's a lot of games that we've heard about in the past that we haven't heard much from since. And so like getting updates on games, and not just updates, but seeing the gameplay, seeing the progress of where they're at. So games like Fable that got announced like 2-3 years ago. Avowed that got announced 2-3 years ago. Everwild. Everwild's a new game by Rare. We don't even know what the fuck that is. We had that like animal. It was like Animals, the Woods. Do you remember the trailer for it? Or it was like they didn't even know what it was. It was just like, what is this game? So Everwild, like showcasing off that stuff. And then I also want to see, like, it's great to see like Xbox Game Pass and everything. And it's fine. I feel like they've relied on that too much in the past, and I don't think they can get away with that this year, especially because it's been, say what you will, it has been kind of lackluster. I mean, you had some bangers come out at the top of the year on Game Pass, like Hi-Fi Rush. You had the Persona games come to Game Pass and all that. But like, it is one of the, I kind of agree with like the consistency that Game Pass is kind of lacking in those big AAA titles that matter. Like, there's AAA games there, of course, but they usually come out, especially from third parties, come a couple years later after they're released and no longer like relevant in the conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like, I do want to see like a big third party announcement where a third party game that's a AAA game, not just an indie game that's coming to Game Pass. What could that be? I don't know, but it would be nice to see. But Game Pass aside, I am interested in seeing what other studios are working on, what is in the pipeline down the road, and what are some of the more immediate games coming out to kind of fill in these gaps. And at the end of the day, Xbox needs to bring its A game. I wouldn't even say A game. It needs to bring its S game. It has to be like top tier. We need to walk away with like edge of our seats. Like, you know, we need to be at the edge of our seats going, this was fucking incredible. Because boy, it's been rough. And it's not doom and gloom or anything like that. I'm not trying to be like a doom and gloom guy. I don't think Redfall is going to destroy Xbox at all. I do think if Starfield comes out and it's lackluster and it's reviewing in the 7s and 6s, that's going to be a huge problem going forward.
Yeah.
This is where like you said, this is where they need to bring the faith back in, make us believe that there's a bunch worth seeing in the future. And it's worth supporting Xbox. It's worth subscribing to Game Pass. Because it is reaching a point where it's like, well, you're kind of dropping the ball. You're not living up to the expectations of what the fans want. You know?
Exactly.
And I'm a supporter of Game Pass. I love Game Pass. I still think it's the best deal in gaming.
Yeah.
I just wish there was more for it. And
definitely.
Because there was the promise that, first party games are going to be here. There's not many first party games in reality, you know? It's like
very true.
It's like, okay, we have Halo, Grounded, Sea of Thieves. Cool. Whatever, Redfall. Shit, great. It's like
exactly. No, very
Halo,
true.
I mean, granted, Halo was fun. It just lacked content. So
yeah,
anyways.
Very true.
But is there any specific games beyond like getting more information about Starfield, or any games that you can think of off the top of your head? Any IPs that Xbox owns, like Banjo, that you would want to see?
I like Banjo. Oh, that'd be
Banjo.
hilarious.
What? You said Banjo? We're going to see Banjo? Yes, new Banjo coming.
New Banjo Kazooie. That's really hilarious. Bring back Conker's Bad Fur Day.
It's going to be a team up. It's going to be Banjo versus Conker.
New Diddy Kong Racing. No,
Diddy Kong Racing 2.0 featuring Master Chief.
Hey, hilarious. No,
like, what? Also, Diddy Kong is fucking Nintendo, so why is
whoa.
Oh my god, crossover of the century. Nintendo and Xbox teaming up to bring a car racer featuring Master Chief.
No, I think off the top of my head, no, I can't think much of under the Xbox umbrella. The only games that come to mind are like I think I looked at it a couple days ago, but I want to see more of Judas, if you remember that game. But that's still way away from the creator of BioShock.
Yeah.
And so I think that game's not coming out till 2025. So, but
I want to see the Xbox Showcase.
No. It was.
Wasn't it the Game Awards?
Yeah, it was the Game Awards. Yeah. Okay. And so, but when that was announced, I just want to see more from just Summer Games or something. Okay. That's the only thing that's coming up in my head. Trying to think if there's anything else. Nothing else is coming to me off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other big press conference, the showcase, I should say. It's rumored. I don't know if it's been confirmed. I haven't seen anything to say it's been confirmed. But it's Jeff Grubb kind of put it in his summer game stuff update, and it's the week of May 25th, the PlayStation Showcase rumored to be happening.
Whoa.
If that's true, that's only 2 weeks away, and it's wild that they haven't announced it. But you know, whatever. My dog's barking. He's too excited about the PlayStation Showcase. But this is where it gets interesting, because there's a lot of rumors surrounding this. I don't know if you saw this the other day, but apparently PlayStation has gained Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, and some other IPs, making them exclusive to PlayStation. Like, got them to be exclusive to PlayStation. So if that's true, would they be shown off at the PlayStation Showcase? Like, would they make that announcement there? And if that makes the announcement there, that would be wild. People would go crazy.
Yeah.
But there's rumors for that. And beyond those rumors, I mean, what is next for PlayStation? Like, what is like the next big game? Because we have this year has been kind of a light year for PlayStation. Yeah. I mean, it had Forspoken at the beginning of the year, which honestly, you know, kind of a dud in the water. Not quite to the level of Redfall, but you know, people did not respond well to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you have Final Fantasy 16, which is exclusive to PlayStation. And then you have Spider-Man rumored to come out, not confirmed. but
yeah,
confirmed in the sense that the voice actor for Venom went off on a Twitter spree a couple months ago. I don't know. We talked about it on the podcast at one point. It's like, yeah, it's coming out in September. It's like,
that's
okay,
hilarious.
So Spider-Man, for the most part, rumored to come out this year, not confirmed, but also sort of confirmed. So Spider-Man 2, they have a ton of stuff in the pipeline for like, because they want to bolster the like multiplayer side of things. Games as a service stuff that they announced a couple months ago, where they were like, oh, we have like 8 games or something like that that are games as a service type things. What does that mean? Obviously Destiny's probably one of those. So but like there's the Last of Us multiplayer mode that Naughty Dog is working on. They've said they're working on it. Maybe they show that off. There's just so much with PlayStation that they can show off, because I feel like PlayStation is such in a strong place that they can show off anything and people will get hyped for it no matter what. You know what I mean? Like,
very true.
They could show off 3 games, and that's Spider-Man, Final Fantasy,
hype. Yeah,
and then Mortal Kombat. I think Mortal Kombat will be one of the games showed at the PlayStation Showcase.
I could see that. I could definitely.
If it's not shown at the PlayStation Showcase, it'll probably be the Xbox Showcase.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the summer game. Maybe it's Summer Game Fest, like the press conference for that. Maybe. But I feel like Mortal Kombat attaching itself to PlayStation and Xbox is the more ideal thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it would be the PlayStation. I think it would be PlayStation more than Xbox if Mortal Kombat does attach itself to one of the big platforms. You know what I mean? So
very true.
So, but there's so much with PlayStation. Is there anything on the PlayStation side that you want to see, that you can think of off the top of your head, like that you would love to see? Another God of War, maybe? I think that's way too soon. That's way too soon.
Way too soon. I know that they had talked about potentially doing a new Wolverine game. They showed like that little
the Wolverine. They showed the trailer for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that'd be cool to see more of that. Even though I'm not into this game, but I don't know if it was shown off at either last year or the Game Awards, the Armored Core game
Armored Core
coming
that comes out later this year. Actually, it got announced to be released later this year.
So maybe something like that. I'm trying to think. Of course, like you said, Spider-Man. There was like a couple other games. I'm trying to see if I remember anything else. But no, I know for sure I want to see more of that Wolverine game.
Yeah, I do too, because it's also being made by Insomniac, the creators of Spider-Man and all that. So it's because they did the Spider-Man trailer and then immediately followed up with the Wolverine trailer, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, it wasn't last year, it was the year before, and it was like, oh, double hitter there.
Exactly.
Do you think, and just throwing this out there, do you think they show off a new Twisted Metal game to coincide with the release of Twisted Metal,
TV
the show? Yeah, because that's coming out later this year, right?
That's right. Yeah, I saw the poster for it. It's so funny. Maybe they show that off. I just saw something that I forgot about. Maybe they show off more of the Death Stranding 2 or
Death Stranding 2. Yeah.
The remake for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah, Star Wars Knights of the Republic. Yeah. I always forget that PlayStation showcased that, and it was only like their reveal for it was just like the logo, right? It wasn't like gameplay or anything. So that game, like, it went through development hell though, because like the team got pulled off of it and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So who knows if maybe we see it. I would say not, because of the development hell, because the team got replaced like at the end of last year. So. I mean, maybe they would have stuff to show off now. Who knows? But
what if here's a big thing. What if nobody said anything? Even though they've been leaked, what if we see hints of GTA 6 at either Summer Games Fest, Xbox, or PlayStation?
I think the internet would break. Did you see, just to throw this out here, did you see recently, it happened like this week, and I can't remember the exact tweet. GTA 5 or GTA 6 is going to be the most expensive game ever made.
Yeah, I did see that.
But the way the tweet was phrased made it sound like it was going to be like $6 billion just to buy it.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, GTA 6 is set to be the most expensive game of all time, costing between $1 to $2 billion. Just because they said the way they phrase it makes it sound like that's how much it's going to cost to buy it.
Only billionaires can get it. No.
Like the tweets responding to that have been amazing. You just be like, well, guess I got to sell my kidneys.
That's hilarious.
Gotta like murder people and sell their kidneys. And so it's like, yeah, it's wild. They need to like the news people that released that information need to like rephrase that because they meant $1 to $2 billion to make, not to buy. But,
not to buy it. Yeah, so funny.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, I think what's funny is that I want to say it's been the last two big like summer PlayStation showcases that they've had. Mm-hmm. They've started with like something GTA related, and every time people think it's like GTA 6.
Yeah,
and every time they're just like, oh, it's GTA 5 coming to PlayStation 5. The fuck?
Yeah.
It's PlayStation Online shit. What the fuck?
That's
it's like
hilarious.
So yeah, I think it would be funny if they do that again, where it's whether it's at Summer Games Fest, whether it's at Xbox, whether it's at PlayStation or whatever, they open with GTA, and it's GTA 5 coming to Switch. We've made it work, people.
That was so funny. That'd be hilarious.
It's like, why are you in a PlayStation showcase showing that off? Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
That'd be so funny.
Going to Switch? Why PlayStation? But yeah, I think that would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be incredible. Definitely take that probably all the headlines. I
think that would be the last, like especially with PlayStation. I think the showcase for PlayStation is going to be first party because their first party titles again. They only have one.
True.
Well, technically two. They had two released this year. They're going to have two because Forspoken. Final Fantasy, while exclusive to PlayStation, is technically made by Square Enix, not a first party, so not a first party title. But Spider-Man's the only other first party title. And I guess Forspoken wasn't a first party title either because that was also developed by Square Enix. So yeah, I think Spider-Man's the only first party. I think I might be wrong on that, but I think Spider-Man might be the only first party title this year.
Wow.
So I think the showcase would focus more on first party titles.
Yeah,
but if there is a third party title you want to get in there. Even if it's not exclusive to PlayStation, the moment you show that GTA 6 and you show it next to the PlayStation logo,
wow,
that's all anybody's going to associate with GTA.
Talk about, yeah,
very true. Be like, PlayStation. Even if Xbox comes out and goes, yeah, we're getting GTA 6 as well, people are going to be like, whatever, PlayStation said it first. You know,
but exactly, like, you didn't show it off.
Yeah, so if it's PlayStation or Xbox, you know, I'm sure that is a conversation happening. Both of them going, no, let us do it. Now, if it comes out and it's like opens the show, GTA 6 exclusive to PlayStation, then Xbox has nothing they can do to like overshadow that. They're like, there's just nothing they can do unless they come out and go, we bought Nintendo. Then it's like, what?
Exactly. Yeah.
So like,
so funny.
So yeah, but like, I mean, I could see GTA 6. All that to say that I could see GTA 6 make an appearance at one of these. I do think it would probably be either Summer Games Fest itself or PlayStation. I don't think Xbox would. I don't think was Red Dead Redemption ever shown off at Xbox showcases? I can't remember. It's been so long with Red Dead. Yeah. So
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. Like historically, PlayStation and Rockstar have always been kind of close because like. For a while, right? GTA was exclusive to PlayStation, right? So,
yes, in the beginning, yeah.
So it would not be surprising if they like go back to being exclusive. So
exactly,
as long as they make it on PC, you know.
Exactly, very true. Exactly. Last thing I was gonna say, maybe they show off because I forgot about this game. More from the Silent Hill 2.
Oh maybe Silent Hill 2.
Forgot about that. So maybe they show off more of that. So.
Yeah.
No telling. There's a lot of games.
It's just a remake?
Right? Yes, it's a full remake. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's so much I'm excited for. And I mean, we're only a words are hard. We're only a few short weeks away, especially if it is true. Like, again, I haven't seen anything confirming that PlayStation, and that's going to be technically it's less than 2 weeks away, or less than 3 weeks away now. Almost 3 weeks, but less, because the 25th is on a Thursday.
Yep.
So we'll find out soon, and then we're gonna find more about what Xbox has up their sleeve. And yeah, I think Xbox needs to come out swinging and needs to show off some amazing shit. PlayStation, I think they're in a safe spot, and no matter what they show off, people are going to love.
Very true.
With that said, I do think PlayStation, if this showcase happens on May 25th, or even if it happens like later on in June or something, I think no matter what, PlayStation is going to come out, and it's not just going to be people love whatever they show. It's going to be they're going to show off really good fucking shit that people are going to love. I don't think that's the case with Xbox, but Xbox needs to do that too. You know what I mean? So
very true. Very true.
And it's easy to be like down on Xbox right now just because of everything going on.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, well, Xbox has been put in that position. With that said, Hi-Fi Rush, incredible. That's probably the biggest win that Xbox has had this year with the Shadow Drop. Oh, that's a thing. Do you think we'll see Shadow Drops?
Wow.
So I think we're more likely to see Shadow Drops with Xbox than PlayStation, just because Xbox has now made it a thing. So it would be a smart thing for them to do, to have like one of those smaller titles like Hi-Fi Rush. Similar, not like Hi-Fi, but similar, where it's a smaller title. One of their first parties worked on it, Shadow Drop that day of, to get people talking, to try to capture that sort of, oh shit, this game is actually really fucking good.
Exactly. I could definitely see that. I could see them doing that.
Do you think PlayStation would do that? I don't think PlayStation would do that. I don't think PlayStation doesn't strike me as a company that would do something like that. Be like, and day of right now, go have fun. Play Last of Us 5. What happened to 3 and 4?
Exactly.
We'll fill in the gaps later.
Yeah, no, I think Sony is probably just going to be like, no, we're just showing you what we're working on now and show you a little preview of stuff. Xbox, I think they could be more inclined to do it to kind of, entice the consumers, just to bring them back in, to be like, hey, we're sorry for everything that happened wrong with Redfall, but what if they're like, hey, right now you can download a patch that'll fix everything for Redfall, even though I highly doubt it.
I doubt there's going to be a patch that's going to be good enough to make Redfall good by that point.
But, maybe to make up for that, they're like, we're releasing this game right now. You can download it, buy it, whatever, get it right now, or download it from Game Pass and play it. Yeah. And it's like, smooth. And so I feel like they'd be the ones out of anybody to do it, to just kind of, get the faith back into Xbox and Microsoft.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing for Xbox, is as long as they can renew the faith in their fan base and anybody that's just interested in Xbox, I think that's going to go a long way.
Yeah, definitely.
And then just reassuring folks that Starfield, when it comes out, is going to be a banger. And hopefully that's what the Starfield Direct is going to do.
Yeah,
definitely. Because we're going to have an extended look. Theoretically, I think it's going to be like an hour, right? I think that's what the article said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading it real quick. It doesn't give you times, but
okay. I'm
assuming the showcase is probably going to be like 2 hours long, and then like an hour long deep dive into Starfield. But they need to at the very minimum, they need to reassure with Starfield and going, hey, Starfield, when it comes out in September, going to be a banger. And then there's one other thing that I want to talk about before we sign off. And this is a possibility it could happen. Do you think Starfield could get delayed again?
Man, if
they do, does that just put Xbox in an even worse position? Going, we're delaying this game once again because, it was supposed to come out last year.
Yeah.
Got delayed to this year.
True.
Could they delay
how many times have it been delayed?
It's 3 times.
Wow. Okay.
2 times. 2 or 3 times.
Okay. So I'll say this, that with everything going on, depending where the teams are with developing Starfield, and to see how playable it is, make sure that it runs smoothly, I definitely think that yes, there's a chance that it could get delayed again. But I think that delaying it to make sure that it would be fine, it's going to hurt them at first. But I think at the end of the day, I can't remember who said it. I think it was someone at Nintendo said that a delayed game is better than a game that's not ready when it comes out. I can't remember the exact quote. But it's a potential thing, because they've been building up to it so much, and like you said, it has been delayed 2 or 3 times. It's a possibility. I mean, I'm pretty sure with how they see how Redfall's been taken in and just badly reviewed, I'm pretty sure that they want to avoid that with the big title such as Starfield. So I'm pretty sure they want Starfield to be great. And if it costs delaying it again, I'm pretty sure they'll take that cost. They'll take that penalty or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So to give you the exact quote, and it was by the wonderful Miyamoto.
Miyamoto, yeah.
A delayed game is eventually good. A bad game is bad forever.
Exactly.
So, which are true. Also, not always true, because a delayed game can still be bad.
Very true. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see though.
Very true.
If they come out and say, "Hey, Starfield is delayed," I do think, like you said, it will have probably an initial negative reaction, but if it does come out good, nobody's going to remember or care. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
and that's the thing. It has to come if they delay it again. It has to come out and it has to be a banger.
Exactly, it has to be it can't be less than.
Because at that point, it's you just took 4 or 5 years to make this game. Well, technically longer because it's been in development for a while. But you've delayed it multiple times, and at this point, it's still not good. Then, yeah. Anyway, wind us down now.
Hey, everybody! Thanks for tuning in to the Respawn Please podcast, which we're live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you miss out on the live, you can always catch the video edited version of it released on Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as the audio version, which comes out through Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you can get podcasts at the same time. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified of future videos that we have when they come out. Also, make sure to follow the podcast on TikTok and Instagram at Respawn Please Podcast. And thanks for tuning in.
Thank you all so much. We'll be back on Wednesday to play something. I don't know what yet. WWE? You want to do the WWE thing that we talked about?
I actually was thinking about that. I was like, oh, that'd be cool if we did the manager, the universe thing.
Wednesday next week, we'll be doing my GM on stream for WWE 2K23. So tune in for that on that. Did you announce what we're talking about in anime review, please? Anime edition?
No, I thought you announced it. We're talking about Trigun.
Yeah, we're talking about I didn't know if you said it in your rigmarole. I'm going to be honest, I kind of zoned out in your rigmarole at the end there. So I was like, did you say that in there? Our anime edition review, please anime edition for this month is going to be Trigun Stampede. And Elle is working on getting it on Spotify, right? Correct?
Yeah. Yes, so, you'll probably hear soon. We'll probably announce it maybe next week. We're going to create its own podcast corner for specifically Review Please Anime Edition, since it's mainly just focusing. It's just the audio versions of the videos that we release for Review Please Anime Edition, just so that way, maybe if you don't have time to watch the video, you can listen to it on the go. Where it'll be mostly like a monthly podcast / review of the animes that we watch each month. And then you can just listen to it on the go if you don't have time to watch the video.
Yep. Okay. Just want to make sure we got all that out of the way.
Yep.
Unless you didn't want to announce that, and then I preemptively announced it.
Oops. No.
Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. Go play Tears of the Kingdom. It's Zelda Day, Zelda weekend. Or go do the Diablo
4 beta.
Yeah. Diablo 4 beta. Diablo comes out next month. It's only 3 weeks away, actually.
Wow.
So there you go. And if you do audio people, it doesn't matter for you. So I won't even say what you get. You get a cool ass mount if you do the beta.
Nice.
So, you have to do the beta, and you also have to kill the world boss. But we'll talk about that later. You guys have a wonderful weekend, y'all. See y'all on. I get live people. See you. Have a wonderful weekend. Monday people.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Have a good week. See you Wednesday. We got to figure out a better. You know what? Fuck it. Bye.
Bye.